Kerbal Space Program with Dan Bear Pig. That's me. Let's take a look at what we've got going on today. Last week, I have the start of a space station orbiting Kerbin, and took a brand new passenger ship up to dock with it, with the purpose of rescuing more Kerbals to add to my workforce. So we'd rescued 4 in one mission, and were able to bring 2 home. I could have brought all 4 at once, except that we were already running long, and so I opted to only bring home the pilot on stream, and then right afterwards I brought home an engineer. So there are 2 more Kerbals that are still on board the passenger ship docked to the station core. And by the way, you're going to have to excuse me a little bit. I've got a little bit of a cold, but I feel up to a stream today, so hopefully the sound is good. My voice probably sounds a little bit deeper than usual. I'm already pretty deep, manly voiced man, but even more so today. So hopefully that's not too bad. But yeah, we've got 2 more Kerbals to bring home, and I have a couple new ships to show off today for this purpose. We've got a habitation module that we need to launch and dock with the station to add to it, and also some escape pods that will need to then dock to that habitation module, because our passenger ship will only rescue the Kerbals and put them aboard something with, life support. I don't have any life support mods, but that's what the storyline is here, that the ship has life support. And then we need something else that can actually re-enter Kerbin's atmosphere to bring them actually home. So let's take a real quick look at CCAN. Let me bring that up here. So there are no changes to the mods since last time. A couple of them had little updates, but I haven't added anything new. Let's go to installed. There we go. So yeah, the Community Delta V maps and crowdsourced science. We've got the visual mods installed. Engineer. We've got. Oh, actually, I lied. I did add Kerbal Renamer, just in case. So in theory, I should be able to rename some of the Kerbals. We'll see if we get any of that going. But yeah, MechJeb is installed for the readouts, as well as Engineer. And yeah, that's basically it. Mostly just visual mods, some quality of life mods. Let's go ahead and remove that before I forget again, and play with that blocking the screen. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Start game. Resume saved, and here is our stock-ish final approach playthrough. But yeah, I've got a new microphone stand. It's a nice boom arm, so I've got the microphone closer to my face and a little bit off to the side, so hopefully that is helping out with the sound. I've tried it out once this past week on a Minecraft stream, and it seems to be working pretty well. And I can see more of my screen now, so feedback is appreciated. But yeah, let's take a look first at the tracking station, and we'll see what we have in orbit. So that was our refueling mission. Let's see, Rescue 2 is currently what it's called because that's what's docked to the station. So that is our rescue ship, and it is classified as a spaceplane because of the cockpit I chose. I can change that, I probably will. That is the leftover debris. That's the empty tank from the tanker refill mission. But yeah, this is our space station. And we still have Henry Daniels to rescue. Do we have anyone else? I don't think we do. Yeah, that's one we already rescued, but I haven't... I can't reclassify that as debris right now. I might have to go into the save file and change it, since I forgot to do it while there was a crew member aboard. But let's now leave the tracking station, and had a lot of water there for a moment, and take a look. Let's see, yeah, contract complete. Natalia Lopatina, this is the one that I brought home after stream last week, so we'll go ahead and dismiss that. So I've got Eric Uspensky and Natalia Lopatina ready to go, and Eric is my pilot, so he is going to be flying the missions today. Let's take a look at mission control. We have active. Marina Zyuganova and Keith Welch are the ones that are aboard Rescue 2 currently. And Henry Daniels is still awaiting rescue. And of course, we still have Valentina, Jeb, and Bob lost out in deep space, and we're waiting for them to come home and see if we can rescue them. And the stuff that we're doing here will hopefully assist in that cause. So, actually, there are other rescue missions available. So we've got Diana Sukorova, Sukorukova. These, I don't think these are from a mod. I think this is from the DLC. Yeah, so she's in orbit around the moon. Philip Brewer is in orbit around Kerbin, as well as Judy Wallace. So I think I'm going to go ahead. I can accept 3 more contracts. Let's go ahead and accept these. The ones that are in orbit around Kerbin, because we want more. And there's Anatoly Ulyashin from Orbit of the Sun. That one's going to be a little trickier. But it also pays out a lot. So maybe. Although it's probably going to expire before I can get to it. But there will be another one. So we might try that one. But for now I'm going for the easy rescues around Kerbin, because I desperately need Kerbals for my missions. Because we killed 3 of them. And we banished 3 of them. So let's take a look at the new vehicles we're launching today. Let's see. First off, we have the habitation module. And this is a new launch vehicle, and I've actually saved this as a sub-assembly. Just a moment here. My wife's sending me pictures of my kids. She's playing with them. Happy bebas. Just texting her back. Alright, so yeah, this is a new launch vehicle, and I actually have it saved as a sub-assembly here. Very cleverly named medium launch vehicle, because this can launch a medium-sized payload to orbit. And give me just a moment here. I need to take care of my cold. There we go. Thank you for the patience there. That'll happen a few times, but hopefully it won't be too interrupting. But yeah, so here is the payload, and there is the fairing around it. Let's remove that for a moment. So what we have here is a habitation module that can house 12 Kerbals. And I could put more of the crew cabins here, but then I wouldn't have enough space to dock enough escape pods to have 1 per person inside of the station. So if I have all 12 seats filled here, I want to be able to have 12 able to be rescued. So there are 12 docking ports here so that I can put escape pods on each one. And this gives them a little bit more room to stretch their legs. So we've got a service bay here. Let's open that up and zoom in. It's not got a whole lot in it, basically just some batteries and a control core, so that if necessary, I don't actually need anyone to pilot this, but I will need someone to pilot the escape pods. I think I will probably... No, I'd better not put Eric aboard this, because then I won't have him for the other missions. So let's go ahead and take a look now at this service module. Remove the shroud. This is full of monopropellant, and it's got engines for removing it from the habitation module. So this is basically just fuel for these RCS thruster blocks, so that I can maneuver this into place and perform the docking maneuver. And anything left over in here is going to be to refuel the RCS fuel on the rescue vehicle, because that has been an issue. Hopefully soon I can unlock bigger RCS tanks, and this will be a whole lot easier. But yeah, so that will send it away. Basically, this is just temporary support for this module. Let's take a look now at the... yeah, don't save. I've made changes. There we go. At the escape pods. Mark II, because I tried another design but decided not to use it. So this is the same launch vehicle, just a little bit modified for... actually, no, it's identical. And there are 4 escape pods here, so let's take a look at them. Each one can seat 1 Kerbal, has some monopropellant for maneuvering, and I did a test flight, and these things handle beautifully. and a docking port on the top, heat shield on the bottom so that they can re-enter Kerbin's atmosphere safely, and more parachutes than are strictly needed. But yeah, very simple, very effective, hopefully. So let's go ahead and go back to the habitation module, and let's launch it. Let's send it to the station. Let's make sure that... Okay, good. Nobody is on board, because technically there's no pilot seat, but we do have the command module up there, the probe core. All right, let's go for it. Definitely working hard to stay hydrated today. Okay. All right, so here it is. We are ready to launch. And yeah, sun is just coming up. So let's go ahead and full throttle, SAS on. Set it for fine controls. All right, here we go. Oh, let's turn on the flight recorder. Got to get our data here. Let's see, altitude, acceleration, and delta V, or not delta V, aerodynamic pressure. There we go. All right, so here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch. And we have liftoff, and let's start our pitch over. And we do want to be a little bit aggressive on this. Try to get to about 60 degrees by the time we're at about Mach 1, which we're supersonic. Let's throttle down to get through max Q. And there we have maximum aerodynamic pressure. Alright, I'm going to throttle back up to full. SRB burnout and separation. There's our Korolev cross right there. And yeah, we are not... Whoa, we're not aggressive enough on this turn, and that's a very steep angle of attack. There we go. Alright, we're fine. Everything is nominal. We're coming on main engine cutoff. There's MECO and second engine start after stage separation there. Alright, we're going to pitch down to the horizon. We need to get our lateral velocity up. But let's go ahead and separate the fairing. There it goes, and there is our habitation module right there. Beautiful. Alright, I'm going to get this out of the way, and while we raise our orbit, give me another moment here. I'm going to mute the mic for a second. Perfect. All right. Yeah, things are looking pretty good, and if I recall, let's take a look at where our station is. It is at 167 kilometers, so that's what we're aiming for. Where are we in relation to it? Actually, we should... actually, we might be able to get a direct encounter. This could be interesting. Alright, I'm going to point prograde now. So we do need to raise our apoapsis a bit more. But yeah, this is a pretty cool looking ship, if I do say so myself. Lots of functional bits on it. Let's turn on the lights. Plenty of lights, too. So... Okay, things are looking pretty good. We are raising our apoapsis and periapsis pretty quickly here. This is again the Poodle engine, so it is efficient but not particularly powerful. We've got 250 kilonewtons of thrust. But yeah, I have gotten a lot better at balancing my stages lately, so that I'm not carrying so much into orbit. Yeah, I might talk a little bit less than usual today because of the cold, but I appreciate anyone who's watching and bearing with me through it. I'm just really excited to continue this career mode today. And I'm actually feeling pretty good relative to yesterday. Yesterday I was knocked out a week and a half ago raiding bastions in Minecraft with my stepdaughter. She was sniffling a lot. And then that got passed to my wife, and then to the twins, and now to me. So I thought I had evaded it, but no. Okay, so we've cut off the engine because we have a good apoapsis. Let's see how this is looking. Let's set this as, we want planes. We want Rescue 2 to be our target. And, okay, so we've got a pretty good intersect. Our ascending node, okay, so we only have a 0.6 relative inclination. That's not too bad. And if I set up a maneuver here, we've got 6 minutes to plan this out. And let's see, that's what we want to pin. Let's push this prograde, and that gets us closer. And this one looks better. Actually, no, it doesn't. From this angle, it looks better. The parallax is tricking my eyes here. Let's do radial in, see if that helps. That makes it worse. Let's do radial out. Doesn't help a lot. And in fact, that puts us back in the atmosphere. So let's not do that. Instead, let's go ahead and just keep burning prograde. And a little bit anti-normal. That is actually increasing our relative inclination, so let's go normal. Alright, that is better. And we are getting a better intersect, as well as raising our periapsis. Okay, now we have a safe orbit. We're not going to fall back into Kerbin's atmosphere. And we are getting a better intersect with our station. Okay. Alright, I'm going to cut it right there. Let's see what happens if right about here I go radial in. That definitely is helping. And what is that going to do to my periapsis? So far, so good. In fact, yeah, radial in is the thing right here. Let's see if I move it later. That doesn't help. Sooner does, though. But I can't go too much sooner or I will miss it. Okay, yeah, if I just simply burn radial in right now, let's do that. And that means pointing straight down towards Kerbin itself. And that will basically pivot my orbit around my current location. And let's go full throttle. And watch our intersect improve. $140 kilometers. 120. 100 kilometers. All right, I'm going to throttle down for a little bit finer control here. 50 kilometers. 40. 20. Okay, so that is as close as we can get doing this. Our inclination is worse now, so let's go ahead and... oh man, so I've got reaction wheels. Actually, I don't have reaction wheels on this, but I do have RCS, so let's do this. Let's turn it on. And let's watch our fuel use, because I don't want to use too much of this. And I want to go from here. There we go, add maneuver, and I want to go, this is the ascending node, so I need to go anti-normal. Let's pin that so we can take a look at what this will do. Yeah, that is what I'm looking for right there. Let's turn the RCS off, and let's use our engine to gimbal this. And I'm just chasing that maneuver node right there on the nav ball. And that is good enough. Okay, so that gives us a 0.18 relative inclination. A whole lot better than what we had before. So we can get to 2.3 kilometers and then do some maneuvers from there using the RCS. So let's go ahead and time warp a little bit. Because our relative speed is going to be pretty high. Okay, so from right about here, okay, so we've got our relative target, and we are pointing away from the target, which is perfect. That means I don't have to do much maneuvering, so I can get a little bit closer and then use the engines to slow down relative to this target. And here we are ascending from below. Let's get about 1 minute away and then burn to slow down. And yep, this is improving our intersect as well. So I'm pushing the retrograde marker towards the retrograde target marker. Alright, perfect. So now our relative speed at approach is going to be 41 meters per second, and we'll be 400 meters away. So not bad. Let's go back to this view, and let's look at the target. There it is there. We're 7 kilometers away. Let's go ahead and time warp and get a little bit closer. And turn on the RCS. And let's slow down further because we're coming in pretty fast for this distance. This would never be allowable approaching the International Space Station, but this is Kerbal, so... Okay, now we're going to approach within 200 meters. Alright, slow down more. Okay, yeah, RCS is on. Good. Let's slow down to about 5 meters per second and turn it around. And this is, of course, relative to the target. We're going a couple kilometers per second relative to the surface of Kerbin. Alright. This thing does not handle particularly well, unlike the escape pods, which handle beautifully, as I mentioned before, and you will see that soon. Alright, we need to slow down more. Alright, we are going 0.4 meters per second relative to the target. Let's go ahead and turn this thing around. And yeah, this thing is heavy and clunky, especially with the fuel tank still attached. And yeah, it is showing it. Alright, but here we are pointing towards our target, because this is the docking port that we're going to be using, so let's make sure we're controlling from here. It's going to make little difference because the actual probe core is right underneath that docking port, so the control point is essentially the same. And we're going to want to make sure that we are pointed towards a good docking port here. And I'm going to keep this tank right now because this is going to help in refueling. Just a little bit more fuel to add to this other ship. Yeah, this is... Although it is making maneuvering very difficult. So actually, I think I am going to ditch it. Goodbye. Maybe later I can go and extract some fuel from it. We'll see. We'll see. All right. We are approaching at 3 meters per second. Again, this is a little bit fast for the real world, but it's Kerbal. And I can't quite tell what docking port I am aiming for here. But we're going to get closer, and then we're going to maneuver around. That actually looks like I'm approaching from the right way. So yeah, this is on top of the rescue ship. So this will be fine. Can I click on the docking port there? It's not letting me, so I guess not. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. And we're going to line up with that docking port. Looks like I already have it. Yeah, I already have it selected. That's why it's not letting me. Okay. We need to slow down. Yeah, we are real close, so let's back off just a bit and pitch downwards. Yikes, this thing is really, really rough to pilot. I don't feel like I'm really controlling from here, but it says I am, so... There we go. Set as target. Okay, that's better. And let's go ahead and lock the camera behind our ship so that we can visually see where we're pointing. Alright, and I need to rotate around here. Yeah, this is tricky here. The escape pods will be a lot easier, I hope. They definitely maneuver a whole lot better. Alright, we're coming around over the top of this thing. This approach is looking pretty good. There we go. Alright, that's better. We're lined up pretty well, I think. use a little bit upwards. There we go. Alright, yeah, this is thinking time for sure. And here we come to docking. Oh, come on. Make contact. You can do this. Oh, we're so close. There we go. We did it. Excellent. All right. There's a good docking right there. So we've got all this extra monopropellant that we can add to our rescue ship. And we have a habitation module. So let's see if we can move our Kerbals. Okay, there's no crew here. The crew is... Here's Keith Welch. And we can move him directly here. Nice. And here we have... Lindsay Kerman. Oh, right, because he flew the original ship. Yeah, he's a scientist, not a pilot, but he flew our rescue ship to do the rescues. Now we're going to have Eric. So I guess I could... no, I need Eric. I need Eric. So, and he's still on Kerbin, so I need him to fly the escape pods up here. But then he can move here, and he'll be the pilot here. So let's transfer Lindsay. And then let's transfer Marina Zyoganova. That's just fun to say. There we go. Now, this is an empty passenger ship, but we have 3 people aboard our new habitation module, and it is looking pretty cool if I do say so myself. Let's time warp to sunrise here. Let's get a good screenshot of this. Yeah. All right. 2, and let's zoom out. Okay, no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right. And we have enough parts here that my my frames are already starting to suffer. I mean, I've got a decent processor, but Kerbal is notorious for being hard on the CPU with its rendering all... It's calculating physics on every single one of these parts, every tick. So, yep. All right. But let's go ahead and do the fuel transfer. I've got the TAC Fuel Balancer mod, and we want RCS fuel. And let's see. I think these are the ones over here, so let's double check that. Maybe. Got to find the right tank here. And these are clipped into there, so if I do this... Let's go ahead and aim the camera at the service module. That will help. There we go. And let's see which ones are these in this list. I do think it is these down here. Yes, okay, cool. And yep, there are 16 of these. So, I don't need this. Let's zoom out. And we want to transfer this out. And we want to do it fast. Okay, we're at times 100. And yeah, that's going out fast. Okay. Alright, so all of that monopropellant should be aboard the passenger ship now. And now what we can do... Oh, no, I ditched that fuel tank, so I don't have any extra fuel to put in here, but that is fine. Okay, so now let's see if I have the action group still set up now that we've docked. I think you can change action groups on the fly now in the base game, so yeah. Custom 1 does... Okay, no, it is not set up anymore, so we want this to control this to undock, and these to activate the engines. Okay, let's see if this works. Alright. Action group 2. Nice. And we're already so far away from it that I couldn't... Oh yeah, I put a little bit of a spin on it too, just for fun. Okay, there we go. That was weird that it delayed on that. Okay. Alright, so yeah, there we go. That is our station with its habitation module aboard. Let's get another screenshot. In fact, let's aim the camera here. Or right here. Right here on the center. There we go. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Awesome. Okay, so now we need the way to get these guys home and to get Eric aboard here. So let's go back to the Space Center and let's launch our escape pod module and dock a few of these. So there are 4 in one launch and 12 spots. I don't need all 12 all the time. I only want to make sure that there are enough for the current number of crew on board the station. So I'm probably only going to do this launch once today, and I'll probably dock the rest of them between streams so that we don't get too repetitive on stream doing the same thing over and over. Excuse me there. Alright, let's take a look at this ship and get it launched. Okay, so open, and we want Escape Pods Mark II. And here it is. Let's make sure this is at clamshell. Okay, cool. And let's launch this thing. Wait, we need to make sure that Eric... Okay, good. Eric is aboard. And launch. Natalia will stay home for now. She's still being debriefed and enjoying snacks. Black screen for a moment. There it is. Okay. Alright, so let's throttle up. SAS on. Don't need the RCS right now. Excuse me. Just a moment. Thanks again for the patience there. Alright, so we've got our throttle up, SAS is on, fine control is on. Okay. I've already checked the staging, but let's do it again just in case. I had a pretty hilarious failure on the preliminary test on this thing where right off the pad I deployed all the escape pods and the whole thing exploded, leaving only the bottom. It was pretty epic. Alright, 5, 4, wait. We want the flight recorder up. Just for fun. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and launch. We have liftoff. And we are beginning the pitch over. And I'm aiming for about 60 degrees by Mach 1. I'm not going to quite make it. We are supersonic, throttling down. And we have maximum aerodynamic pressure. Throttling back up. And we have SRB burnout and separation. There's our Korolev cross right there. Everything is looking normal. Continuing to pitch down. Pitching down to about 30 degrees here. And coming up on main engine cutoff, we have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. Alright, and let's pitch down to about 15 degrees. So again, we're aiming for an apoapsis of around 160 kilometers or so. Alright, we don't need this anymore. Alright, let's do fairing separation. There we go. And as usual, we have our flags all over everything. Everyone will know that this is a station run by the Terran Empire. What they're doing on Kerbin, nobody knows. Alright, and as we fly out to orbit, I'm going to take a drink of my drink here. Mute the mic for a moment here. Alright. Hey, Raider, welcome in. Very late, but I won't stay for long, kind of drunk and no sound. Despite winning a chess game, to make up for it, I'll work on Bob tomorrow. Okay. No sound. So I'm going to chat. There we go. Welcome, jealous of the trunk, but not of the no sound. Okay. Alright, better change focus back to Kerbal, or I will not be controlling my rocket. Instead, I will be chatting WASD commands into stream chat, which is no good. Not helpful at all. Okay. Yeah, this is a much better flight profile than I did on the last one, so doing a much better job flying this one. I'm going to credit that to Eric Uspensky, my pro pilot. The one I have left anyway. Alright, once I get up to apoapsis, assuming that Raider cannot hear the chat because he says no sound, I will follow up in the stream chat with what's going on here. Alright, so we're going to need to coast to apoapsis here, and then circularize this orbit, because we don't quite have an orbit yet, so we'll have a second burn of our second stage engine. Alright, just a moment here in chat. I've added a habitation module to the space station, now adding escape pods. Okay, let's go ahead and let's take a look at how we are approaching the station. Oh, this is counting as a lander because of the type of pod I have here. Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's see. We want to have this as our target. And our relative inclination is really good, actually. Okay, so at apoapsis, let's see what happens at apoapsis if I burn prograde. We're a lot farther behind the station now because we've launched later, obviously. Okay, that was actually really good right there. Want to make sure I don't fall back into the atmosphere, though. Alright, good luck, says Raider, on the space station expansion, and see you next Saturday. And hopefully not drunk. No problem. Thank you so much for dropping by. Okay, so yeah, that we want to keep an eye on, and also that's 54 kilometers, so if I go a little bit less prograde, that gets us real close. Okay, yeah, so 600 meters away in half an hour, and we do not fall into the atmosphere. So we need to do this very small 90 meter per second burn in 4 minutes. Give me a moment. Okay, that's better. All right, let's get closer to this maneuver, still 4 minutes away. There we go. And it looks like I don't need to adjust my attitude much at all because this is a prograde only maneuver. All right, let's go ahead and do this burn. And with my pilot, I can just maintain prograde with no effort whatsoever. So, oh, so nice to have a good pilot. All right, good burn. Everything is normal. And we've resulted in a 1 kilometer separation with a relative speed of 90 meters per second once we're there. So let's go ahead and get real close to that and then do some adjustments. Here we are beneath the station and catching up to it because our orbit does not take as long as the station's orbit since it is lower. Okay, so right here, we're getting really close. And here's our ascending node. So we're going to want to point a little bit anti-normal. And I've got lots of reaction wheels on this thing, so even without the RCS on, this thing just really performs. In stark contrast to, oh, let's see, orbit, there we go. Let's point right here and get right up to the ascending node because this is just going to be a very tiny nudge. And then let's see, this should improve. Yep, this is improving our intersect. Okay, and that is as far as I can improve it by burning anti-normal. Alright, so now we want to go relative to the target. And let's point retrograde. And let's go back into this view and look right at the target. There we go. And let's get within a couple of kilometers and then do some adjustments. There we go, 2 kilometers, and yeah, we're pointing retrograde relative to the target. And I'm going to change this to stability assist because we're going to push the retrograde marker, and we do need to slow down. That's better. Yeah, we were coming in a lot hotter than expected there. Whoops. It would not do for our escape pods to come and RUD our station. We don't want that. Okay, and that's going to get us an approach of 65 meters, which is really close. Alright, so from here, we want to control from here and point towards the ship. And we're going to use the RCS to do our maneuvers here. I keep bumping the desk, and hopefully that does not come through on the microphone like it used to. So we'll see. Let's turn on the lights. There we go. And we want to change this to stability assist. There we go. Oh, RCS on. There we go. Yeah, there's no RCS on this big fuel tank, though, which is an issue. So maybe this time we will actually transfer the fuel, since this thing performs well enough that this is working out. Let's see, and we want this to be on this docking port here. Can I hit it from here? Yes, I can. Set as target. So we want to go around this side. Actually, the camera is lying to me here. So let's lock our camera to the back of the ship. There we go. There we go. Now the controls are more intuitive. Yeah, we want to aim over here. Alright, let's point towards this docking port and start this maneuver. Station is getting long. And actually, you know what? I don't need to be aiming for that docking port. I can aim for one of the actual ones that I'm going to be... Let's kill this velocity. Watch our fuel usage. I'm not comfortable with this fuel usage. Jeez. Alright, let's actually aim for that docking port. There we go. And yeah, let's just ditch this fuel tank. Oh. Or let's just... That's right, I've got this staged differently. Okay, but that is fine, that is fine. So, we want to make sure we are controlling from here. Yes. Yeah, like I said, this thing flies like a dream. Okay. So I'm going to have to EVA him over to get the rest of them, so... Yeah, check your staging. I did check my staging, but I didn't check it very well, did I? Alright. Okay. In fact, I only need to dock this one. I can EVA the other guys into the other escape pods because we're going to use them. And... Are we docked? Come on, let's dock. There we go. We are docked. Alright, Eric Uspensky. Let's transfer you. There it is. Right here. Okay, so this this escape pod is ready. Specifically, it's ready for Eric. But let's see, in here, let's transfer. Okay, let's put Keith on EVA. Oh, hatch is obstructed. Ah, dang it. But surely you can get out this one because it's a crew hatch. Activate a hatch. Okay. Okay, so Eric, you're going to have to get into the back seat here. Because these guys... There we go. Let's get that out of the way. Jeez. All right, transfer crew. Yeah, I hope that some of this UI stuff is a lot better in Kerbal Space Program 2. Yeah, hatch is obstructed. Yep. Okay, so transfer you to here. And from here, EVA. All right. And let's jump off and activate the jetpack. And let's take you over to these escape pods. And we'll bring all three of these guys over here, and then we will return them to the surface of Kerbin. And here he comes. And grab, there we go. And board. Okay, cool. Let's go back over here. And now we've got Lenzi. And Lenzi, you can go on EVA now. And let go. Activate your jetpack. There it is. And let's get on another escape pod. I'm glad I have these oriented well, because that is making this pretty easy. Because these EVA controls are kind of a nightmare. Alright. And grab, there we go. And board. Alright, that's 2. And now we've got Marina Zyoganova. Alright, you're in the pilot seat here, and now you go on EVA. Let go, activate your jetpack, and there it is. Although the thing is rotating, so these are getting more and more difficult each time. Still not too bad. All right. Oh, no, you need the top one. That one is occupied, and there's only one seat per escape pod. In the future, I might design some... oh, look at the lights lighting up her face. That's actually pretty awesome. Let's get a screenshot of that. Ah. Okay, that's kind of hilarious. Yep, wherever I point the camera. Okay, that'll do for my screenshot. She says, quit taking pictures of me. I want to go home. I haven't had snacks in months. Oh, the sun's going down. That is pretty cool for the lighting. All right. And can you grab it? No, let's see if I can push it. Ah, that is annoying. All right. So if I change to this ship here, and stabilize it. There we go. All right, now she can access this hatch. E-access it, apparently, is what I was trying to say. E-access the patch, or the hatch. Okay. This feels very 2001: A Space Odyssey here. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. Can you grab it? Can you grab it? Yeah, grab it. Nice. Okay, and board. Okay. All right, we want to do these one at a time because I can't control multiple craft at the same time in the atmosphere. So we want to do this one here. No, we do not want to jettison the escape pod. Stack separator. Okay, decouple. All right, Marina. You are first. Let's go ahead and point retrograde. Why don't you have RCS? That's a problem. Why do you not have RCS? We were just using RCS. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, there's monopropellant here, but not in that one. Okay, that's a problem. Oh, that is annoying. Okay, it was using that craft's monopropellant before any of the rest. So this is where the Fuel Balancer mod would be handy. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Who's in here? Lenzy? I think this is Lenzy. Okay, so let's go ahead and stack separator, decouple. Yeah, Lenzy. Okay, so Lenzy, you are going home first, and then we're going to have... Actually, let's do this right now. We have monopropellant. Okay, good. And we want the stacks or the decoupler. Let's not jettison the heat shield by accident. I don't trust click-through blocker not to block that click-through. Decouple. Okay. So now you type selection. We want landers, and we want which one? Not that one. We want that one. Yeah, okay, that one there. All right, so we're going to do a docking and a fuel transfer. Oh, this is rough. Because he is not a pilot. And these are not designed for use without a pilot. Oh, geez, this is rough and a half. Okay, fine control enabled. There we go. I'm not counting that as a full derp because that's just silliness. All right, but yeah, these things are pretty lightweight, so they're not that heavy on the monopropellant, so we should be able to do this just fine. Okay. It's tumbling, though, which is rough. Alright, this might end up being either super janky or a very impressive maneuver. Let's hope for the really impressive. Locked. Okay. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay, and we want to set this as a target. Alright, and then switch to target, and we want to set this as a target. Okay, and good thing I've got really good reaction wheels here. I can point directly at this target and slow down this tumble just a bit. Switch to target, okay. And now, okay, this should work out well. Oh, it's still tumbling. Dang it. Oh, geez, this is not fun. Switch to target. And do we have lock? Yes, okay, good. Alright. There we go. 2 escape pods docked together. Alright, and now we want to go here and RCS and just balance all. There we go. Alright. Now, if we can undock. Alright, we've got Keith Welch, and he has a monopropellant. So let's go ahead and back off, and then we're in orbit reference, so let's point retrograde. There we go. And let's deorbit. Hopefully we haven't wasted enough monopropellant that we can't deorbit. That would be awful. Might have to rescue these guys a second time. But I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, we've got plenty. It's not calculating my delta V available with the RCS fuel. I can do that in the VAB, but not, I think, from here. But yeah, we've got plenty of monopropellant. There we go. We are dipping into the atmosphere at periapsis, which means we will be captured. But I want to make sure that we do it in one orbit so that this doesn't take forever. So let's go for about 35 kilometers. And okay. Alright, yep, heat shield, the sheet healed is pointing forward. Let's just time warp and get down there. Okay, that's cool. In fact, let's turn it around. For the screenshots, gotta have the screenshots. There we go. Alright. Whoa, this is going to make everybody sick. Let's not do that. Auto camera. Don't want to make my audience motion sick. Alright. And this should be stable aerodynamically, but just in case, the reaction wheels and what little monopropellant is left will maintain attitude. Because we definitely want to keep the heat shield pointed prograde. So since we are controlling from here, this gets pointed retrograde. All right, I'm going to mute the mic for a moment while we do this re-entry. There we go. Trust me, you do not want me keeping the mic unmuted the entire stream today. Nice view of the sand dunes down there. As usual, I can't resist taking so many screenshots. And yeah, this does appear to be pretty stable here. Stop the spinning. We don't want Keith puking in the cockpit there. Well, it wouldn't really matter to me. I don't have to clean it up, and I don't have to sit in it on the way down, so. But I'm sure Keith would appreciate it. Where is my audio? There it is. Okay, I think I accidentally hit a key that muted the audio. Interesting. I didn't know there was a hotkey that did that. All right, we've got our desktop audio back, though. Let's take a look inside the cockpit, see what Keith sees. Oh, that is pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I really do want to do some all IVA missions in the not-too-distant future here. Get at least some significant progress in this career first, but that would be cool. Unfortunately, the mod that makes really functional props in the cockpit does hit performance pretty decently, so there's a trade-off there, but it's enough fun that I think it's worth it. Alright, our ablator is holding up. I went ahead and kept full ablator on there just in case. And there are batteries underneath the parachutes as well, so we've got plenty of charge for the reaction wheels if we need it. But yeah, I'm not even touching the controls right now. This thing is very stable. And these are right around the center of gravity, so perfect control from the RCS thrusters as well. And there are 2 reaction wheels. Alright. Let's go ahead and physics warp this. Looks like he's going to land in the ocean. And around 2 kilometers, I will deploy the chutes. Alright, here we come on chute deployment. There we go. Very nice. And now we have full deployment. Alright, and let's speed the game up a little bit and get down to the surface of the water here. I could probably even go with the smaller thruster blocks on this. I should test that because these are pretty big. These give 1 kilonewton of thrust. Or is it 2? I'm not actually sure. I'd have to. I think it's 1, and the other ones do 0.1. So I might not need such. I mean, it'll help with the fine control if I have lower power thrusters on it. All right, we're about 200 meters over the surface of the water now. And 50 meters, let's slow the game down and to real time for the last 15 meters. All right, and Keith Welch is home. Let's go ahead and recover the vessel. And that is our 3rd successful safe recovery of a Kerbal. So as far as unsuccessful recoveries that have resulted in deaths, if we include our pilot for those, we have now broken even. That's how that's calculated, isn't it? All right, Keith Welch, our 2nd engineer at home. And let's see, we've got these 2 here. Let's go ahead and fly this one. And this will be the same thing. All right, and this is the one with Lindsay. Thanks for all you've done for us, Lindsay. I know we asked you to do something that was not your expertise. It is greatly appreciated. All right. So we point retrograde, and we're in orbital reference. Good, good. And forward. Ah, yeah. I think... Let's turn off the RCS for this part. Wow. This is rough. Too bad there's not a small flight computer part that I can just add. I mean, technically I've got MechJeb, but I don't feel like it's time yet to use MechJeb for this sort of thing. We'll just take a little bit of steering loss here. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think I can turn down the sensitivity of these things, though. If I can reach them. Reaction wheel, okay. Wheel authority. Let's turn that down to 30%. Okay, meanwhile, we're doing really well here. Let's find the other wheel. There it is. Wheel authority, turn it down to about 30%. There we go. There we go. That is a lot easier to control. And I think, yeah, smaller thrusters are the thing. Although that would give me less thrust for the deorbit, and I kind of want that. There we go. And just like last time, we're going to go for about 35 kilometers for the apoapsis. There it is. All right, now let's time warp and watch him tumble. Oh, that's his view. Blah. And now it's going to stabilize aerodynamically. Yeah, we're going to just kind of wobble around retrograde here. Whoa. Alright, slow that down. And as the atmosphere gets denser, we will become more and more stable. Give it a little nudge to help out here. There we go. Turn off the RCS. Looks like Lindsay is coming down at night. I wonder why they call him Lindsay. He doesn't appear to be wearing glasses. Let's take a look at this. Contract complete. Rescue Keith Welch from orbit of Kerbin. Well done. Keith Welch has been recovered in one piece and is now enjoying a thorough debriefing from the comfort of his quarantine cell. Nice. Alright, and after this we'll only have one more of these, and then we can rescue some more Kerbals. I might do some more of the actual rescue missions between streams, since we've pretty well covered this at this point, and I am eager to get some more scientific data. And very soon we'll be ready to go ahead and let Jeb, Val, and Bob come home and see if we can recover them safely. That will be the trick. Alright, give me a moment. I'm going to mute the mic. Alright, parachutes have deployed. Coming down at night on the grasslands. I need to add slope to this. There's full deploy right there. Let's go ahead and speed this up. And can I add to the surface info, can I add slope? Yes, I can. Oh, it's already there. I don't see it. Oh, it's because, okay, close editor, I need it on HUD 1. Or is it HUD 2? This is the one, okay. And we want category surface. And we want slope. Alright, yeah, I like that. Close editor. Alright, so there's a 7.5 degree slope where we are coming down. Let's go ahead and speed this up for the last 500 meters. Yeah, this is such a better landing craft than I had for the first attempt. That ill-fated attempt with Bill. I think it was Bill, right? I should know the name of my Kerbals that died. Lisman and Theopont. Poor, probably Bill. Alright, we got 150 meters to go. 100 meters. 50. Go ahead and start slowing down the game. And back to real time. We're 15:10. Alright, a nice gentle landing. All right, Lindsay, come on home. All right, that's 2 out of 3. Even with a little bit of a fuel transfer mishap, this is going very well. And I don't need that open. Can I close it from here? Okay, there we go. It's gone. All right, so now back to the tracking station. And we have one left. Let's fly that one and bring our last Kerbal home. All right, Marina Zyuganova, it's your turn. And let's go ahead and turn down the sensitivity on this reaction wheel already. Okay, Wheel Authority, let's turn it way down. 10%. Because even turning it down last time, it was still pretty sensitive. Wheel Authority, 10%. Okay. Okay, that is a lot easier to handle. All right, good. And she's what, a engineer, another engineer. Only recovered 1 pilot so far. All right, RCS on, and let's start this burn. Now we've got this routine down. There we go. And yeah, no contract completion for the other one because that's one we'd already rescued. He was just doing the next rescue missions. This one is for a current contract, though. And I think these are going to continue getting tougher and tougher. We'll get fewer of these that are in really easy to reach orbits and more that are in places like orbit around the sun or orbit around Minmus, maybe even orbit around Duna, I think. All right, there we go. And let's time warp this. Tumble, tumble, tumble. All right. And until we get some real drag, okay, there it goes, stabilizing itself already. Atmospheric drag is about 2 meters per second now. All right, things are heating up. Let's slow the game back down. Don't want to risk missing a calculation here. Wow. All right, and I'm once again going to mute the mic for part of this descent. Thanks again for the patience working with this cold and trying to be as courteous as I can to the audience here and not let you hear the sniffles because they are no fun. And yeah, with no help at all, yeah, this I definitely did testing off camera for this to make sure this would work. And it shows this is very different from the impromptu stuff that I've done on the previous streams, so I think that's going to continue. A lot of design work off camera so that we can focus on the missions during the streams, and I will do a rundown of any new ships as they are debudded. Alright, and she's coming down at sunset, it looks like. And into the water. There's the Space Center right there. There's Theopont's Memorial, and the other two are right next to it. So yeah, she's coming down real close to the recovery site. Well, I guess where she comes down is the recovery site. Well, that's hilarious. They've added, just happened to have a bunch of city textures over the other runway, the island runway. Alright, and once again we will deploy chutes at about 2 kilometers. Alright, chutes are deployed right into the camera. And there's full deployment right there. More screenshots, I can't help myself. Alright, and let's speed this up and get down to the surface. Then we can have Eric go and rescue a couple more Kerbals, which will probably be sent to the surface off camera. We've got about 500 meters to go. $400 meters. $300 meters. $200 meters. $100 meters. Alright, let's start slowing the game down as we come down to the last little bit. 15 meters to go, 10 meters. And safe splashdown for Marina Zyuganova. Alright, recover vessel. Recover vessel. Since she's got a Russian name, so. Alright, recovery of a vessel returned from Kerbin orbit. I don't get any science for that anymore because we've done it so many times. But we are back almost up to 1 million Spaceos. And that is a contract complete. Well done, Marina Zyuganova has been recovered in one piece and is now enjoying a thorough debriefing from the comfort of her quarantine cell. Awesome. Let's see. What other... So, plant a flag on Minmus, surface outpost on Eve. Ooh, you don't come back from Eve. Okay, so no new rescue missions yet. We still have Anatoly Ulyashin from Orbit of the Sun and Diana Sukurokova from Orbit of the Moon. Orbital station around Minmus. We can probably do that. Orbital station in solar orbit. No thanks, I think, at least for now. Alright, but let's go and find Eric and give him his next mission. And that is in Rescue 2. And he's going to recover the next set of Kerbals. And again, also probably off camera, unless we have some extra time here in this stream, I will be docking more escape pods to this station. Because currently, we have one member of the station. Eric is alone up here, and he has his one escape pod. Once we rescue more Kerbals, they will not have escape pods. Not that anything is going to go wrong here, because I don't have any mods with events scripted like that, but it's good to have that prepared anyway. Let's turn off this light. That doesn't need to be on. Nobody is aboard. All right, so let's see. We have all of our fuel. Let's go ahead and undock. Make sure we're controlling the right ship. There we go. Get a little bit of separation. Awesome. And we have 4 kilometers of delta V to play with, and how much monopropellant? We don't have a ton, so we're going to save as much monopropellant as we can for the docking maneuvers. Alright, let's take a look at what we have available. So, ships. Philip Brewer, Judy Wallace, and Henry Daniels. Lisman has already been rescued and died. Alright, so, what do we have? There's Henry Daniels. And in orbit around Kerbin, there's Judy Wallace right where Lisman is. And there's Philip Brewer. Okay, so probably the easiest to get to is going to be Philip Brewer. So let's set that as the target. And our relative inclination is about 1 degree, so let's fix that. That's the descending node. Control locked. Why are we control locked? No crew control. What? Oh, okay, he needs to get into the actual pilot seat. Let's transfer crew. There we go. Alright. So at the descending node, add a maneuver. That worked. Okay, so since it's the descending node, let's pin this one, we need to go normal. Did that not pin? There we go. And that will fix our inclination. And that's only a 35 meters per second burn, so let's go ahead and let's use our reaction wheels. Speeding up the game because this is very slow. There we go. And let's lock things in right there, because normal is not going to change. And that's 12 minutes away, so let's maneuver, or let's warp to the maneuver. Alright, and throttling up just a bit. And watching our relative inclination drop. That's about as perfect as it can get. Alright, give me a moment. I'm going to mute the mic for just a second here. Alright, now let's plan our intercept. So our target is... Where's our target? Right there. Philip Brewer's wreckage. So let's go ahead and here is our apoapsis. And let's... Can I not make a maneuver? There we go. Add a maneuver right here. And we need to go down. We need to lower our periapsis. Okay, so we have an intercept. And let's see if we can improve this by waiting. Okay, yeah, so if we wait 1 orbit, it gets much closer. Let's focus on this maneuver node. There we go. That'll make this easier. So now let's play with it. Let's push it radial out. And yep, that is improving things. It also puts us inside the atmosphere if we do that, which I don't like at all. So let's push it back so that we don't hit the atmosphere, and let's move the node a bit. Okay, so yeah, if we do the maneuver here, let's focus our ship again so that I can move this better. That gets us a separation of 400 meters, which is really good. Alright, that is a 95 meters per second burn, and that's burning for 16 seconds at full thrust, so we don't want to burn at full thrust. So let's get close enough to that I have time to point the ship. And there we go. Now it's letting me time warp. I think because my mouse is over this, it wasn't letting me do the controls. Alright, we're coming up on the maneuver. Alright, about 2.5 minutes, so let's go ahead and use this opportunity to maneuver the ship and point close to the maneuver marker on the nav ball. And it's going to be retrograde a little bit and a lot of radial out. So we're pointing away from Kerbin mostly. Alright. Maintain this attitude. Alright, let's go ahead and throttle up just a bit. Okay, and now I have a lot more control because I have my engines gimbaling to help point the ship. Almost there. Throttling down for more precise control. Alright, that will do it. And now we have a separation of 939 meters. And again, I don't trust this relative speed at approach. I think this is going to be a little bit better. So 107 meters per second. Alright, let's go ahead. That's in 16 minutes. Let's get closer to it. Alright, there is Philip Brewer's wreckage down there, and we are descending down from on top of it and leaving the station. And I really need to rename it now. It's not just a power module anymore. Alright, give me a moment. Need to mute the microphone again a little bit. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, that is a beautiful transfer right there. Alright, so we're relative to the target now. Let's turn around and slow down relative to the target, which will help us relative to Kerbin so that we don't fall into the atmosphere. Yeah, go ahead and burn the engines, Eric. There we go. Now we won't be falling into the atmosphere, and we won't be approaching at such a high velocity. will also be approaching a lot closer. 300 meters. All right, now go ahead and maintain retrograde, Eric. Oh, that's right. I time warp and it goes relative to orbit. That's a little bit irritating there. Still worth having the persistent rotation mod installed. Okay, let's slow down. And let's push the retrograde marker a little bit more towards the target. That will tighten our approach a bit more, as well as slowing us down. Okay, now we will pass within 100 meters. That's pretty good. So maintain retrograde again. And let's change back to vessel view. Alright, and look at target. There we go. There is Philip Brewer's wreckage right there, 1 kilometer away. Let's do physics warp because time warp will cause us to be pointed retrograde relative to the surface, which we don't want. Alright, and let's slow down some more. In fact, let's go ahead and kill our velocity relative to the target, and let's go get Philip. Alright, we are essentially stationary. Let's, alright, Eric, you're going to need to move to the other seat so that he can get in the hatch. Transfer crew, there it is. That's something I'm going to improve in a future version of this ship. Alright. Philip Brewer, please be a pilot. He is a pilot, fantastic. Okay, let's reclassify this as a debris, which we forgot to do with Lisman's shipwreck. And you can EVA. And there's the ship right there. Let go. Turn on your jetpack and your lights. There we go. And let's get aboard. He looks happy to be rescued. He's probably just happy to be out of that cramped quarters there. All right. And there's the hatch right there. In fact, let's rotate it a little bit. Maybe. Oh, he can't control it because he's not in the pilot seat. That's right. Yep, I definitely need to improve that in a future version of this rescue ship. I need to be able to do more to control this and not constantly shuffle around my astronauts, my Kerbonauts. Grab it. Okay. And... oh, come on. Board. All right. Thank you, Philip. Or thank you, Eric, for rescuing Philip. All right, let's transfer Philip to the back seat. And let's transfer Eric back to the pilot seat. All right, so now let's take a look at who is left to rescue. We've got about 10 minutes, so I think we can rescue one more guy. There's Judy Wallace, or we could go out here and rescue Henry Daniels. I think we'll do Judy Wallace. And I'll rescue Henry Daniels off camera. So Judy Wallace's heap, set as target. So what we want to do now let's pin the intercept, and let's go to orbital reference and point prograde. Okay, and we are in the same orbital plane, only 0.1 degrees off. So, let's see. Yep, let's just burn prograde and speed up. So we're there, Judy's there, so we need to reduce this separation. And it's actually probably going to be this separation. Maybe? Which one of you is going to go down, huh? This one, okay. Now it is this one. Okay, I was right. It's going to be this one. In this, by raising the apoapsis, we are making the orbit take longer, which will give her ship time to catch up. And then once we come back around, we will slow down to match her velocity. And getting real close. All right. There we go. That will take us within 200 meters, and that's because we are in such a similar orientation or inclination. All right, but that is also going to be in 48 minutes. So let's time warp. And there's Judy right there. Hopefully she's a pilot too, or maybe a scientist. We have plenty. Did I just pass it? Ah, dang it. I just passed it. Well, let's come around again. Yep, I time warped too hard. I time warped too hard and we passed it. That's not a good. That was a derp. That was a legit derp. Okay. If I add a maneuver here and change it to, okay. So what I need to do now is, let's kill this maneuver. Let's point radial in. Let's point radial in and pivot this orbit just a little bit. It would be better if I was doing it right at the periapsis. And that is not correct. Okay, so let's point radial out. Okay, this is helping. Mostly retrograde. Okay, yeah, so retrograde is the thing to do, and so this will make us not get too far behind. All right. Maintain retrograde for me, Eric. Fix my derp. Sorry about that, Judy. You're just going to have to wait a little bit longer for your snacks. Man, I had such a perfect approach, too. Alright, so this will take us within 500 meters. And let's use this. Let's warp here. That way I can't derp and overshoot the spot I'm aiming for. Whoopsie. Take a sip of my drink here, staying hydrated through this cold. All right. So here we are. And there's Judy. And we want to point relative to the target now, and we definitely want to slow down. Slow down and tighten our approach. Let's go back to this view here, look at the target. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's speed up the game a little bit and get closer. Alright, now we're going to push the retrograde marker again, slow down, and get closer. Alright, now just maintain retrograde, Eric, and we will get close and just kill our relative velocity. We're going to be within about 50 meters. Not bad. $90 meters away. And as we get to the close approach, we'll kill our relative velocity. Oh, there we go. Good enough. All right, let's take a look. Here's Judy Wallace. And are you a pilot or a scientist, I hope? Scientist, excellent. Okay. Let's reclassify your ship. Debris. All right, now you can go on EVA. Let go. Activate your jetpack and your suit lights. There we go. And there's the ship right there. That's a nice view. And she is excited to see it. Reflection of Kerbin in her visor. There we go. Oh, and I'm going to need to move Eric. Of course. She's got a fancy suit. But since Eric is still sitting in the pilot seat, I can rotate this craft. Alright. Just like that. Give her a nice, easy access to the hatch. And then move Eric to a passenger seat. There we go. Alright. And grab and board. Okay, there she is, Judy Wallace. Let's take a look at our contract notifications. Saved Philip Brewer, and he is now part of our space program crew. Saved Judy Wallace, and she is now part of our space program crew. We just got to get them home. So I'm going to do that between streams. We've seen that already, so I'm going to take them back to the space station. I'm going to launch more escape pods and bring them home. I'll go and I'll get, what's his name? Henry Daniels. I'll go and rescue Henry Daniels, and I will take all of them home and fill up this ship with fuel and replenish the escape pods at the station. And then we'll be able to do something different in the next stream. Maybe head to Minmus and complete some of those contracts. And maybe even send some satellites for communication to Duna. I almost said Mars. Not Mars, it's Duna. And hopefully, either next stream or the one after, we can actually try to get Val, Bob, I think it's Bob that's there, or Bill or Bob. One of them died, one of them is stuck in deep space. And Jebediah will bring them home. All right, so let's see who is online to raid. Thank you everyone for joining. Let's see. All right, so there are a few online, nobody that I actually know. But one of these says he is, or says they are, building the ultimate ship. One says chat controls the rocket, and one says we're going to Mars, and it looks like they're on Mars. Okay, so let's go and visit Wanderstill. I'm not familiar with Wanderstill, so this is a blind raid, but let's see what they're up to. Go back to here, and let's raid a channel. And Wanderstill. Playing Kerbal Space Program. Alright, thanks again for joining, everyone who did, and for being patient with my cold. Let's take a look at Mars in, I'm assuming, Realism Overhaul. So, here we go. We're going to start the raid, and I'll see you this Wednesday for Kerbal Space Program, or for Minecraft, or next Saturday for Kerbal Space Program. Alright. And here we go to the raid.